Hello and welcome to the show with me, Jillian Godsil. Well, today I have a bit of a superstar in the Web3 field. It's Harry Horsfall. People who haven't met him, he's the man behind Zebu, which is only a year and 1 month old as we speak, and yet it's taking over the entire world. Harry, how are you?
Hey, awesome. Thank you so much. Thanks for the intro. I can't believe it's only been 1 year. But yeah, I'm well. It's been a really busy start to the year, as I'm sure it has been for you. Luckily managed to avoid COVID, which is normally what happens at crypto conferences. But just got back from New York and just sort of unwinding after being in what was just an incredible city.
It's amazing. So going back to Zebu, Zebu is a year old now, right? And in the year, how many people work for Zebu?
So we're just above about 50 people at the moment. So it's been incredible growth.
That's huge.
Yeah. And so it's definitely a challenge. I've been running projects for 12, 13 years now, often we call them side hustles. You have a main job and then you have a small team of 3-4 people. And it's definitely pushing our management skills, our communication skills. We're all over the world. We're working 24/7. Our clients are working 24/7. But, over the year, we've done 30 plus projects and launches, and we really are starting to get into our groove. I always say to everyone, like, we don't know what we're doing, but we've done it a lot of times, and we're testing and we're improving and we're split testing, A/B testing, finding out what works, finding out patterns, and really excited to hopefully work with really good projects. Once, as I will always say, marketing is not, we're not magicians. Our job is to get out a message, to get out vision, to communicate with communities and investors and people that are interested. We're very reliant on the tech, the market, etc. So the more long-term projects we work with that have a 5-year vision and actually need users, the more exciting. And it's one of the big shifts in marketing is we've moved from just very hard to market a white paper. We look at 2017 marketing. I'm a traditional marketer that works in funnels and actually moving people down a funnel. If you have just a white paper, how that's really is shilling. It's slightly different. And as the industry grows up, our real goal is to be one of the safe, trusted leaders in that space.
So you're working with Web3 companies across a range of everything from property through DeFi, through communications. It's a wide range of projects. How do you find your projects, or do they find you?
Yeah, we've been super lucky to date. Everything's come via, I guess, my network or friends of friends of friends. Web3 is a really small place. When I say we've been building, I don't know if you've seen that cartoon of like a mouse on a train building the tracks as they go.
Oh yes,
it's been
laying
very
the tracks. Or Wallace and Gromit do that
too.
Laying
Wallace and Gromit. It's been very much laying the tracks as we've been growing, and it's almost like, right, okay, we've got too many projects. That we're starting to settle, and we will start actually marketing ourselves soon. But for now, it's very much been word of mouth, and luckily, I think the exciting thing about Web3 is everyone is growing together. If anyone's like, oh, I'm an expert, well, it's only been around. The full space has only been around for 12 years. Most of the infrastructure and the projects and even the journalists, they've only really been writing about it for 3-4 years. So everyone is in it together and still building. And I think there's so much scope to grow. We're not at the stage where there's 25 of everything, and we're definitely, one of the things I love about the industry is everyone's very supportive and helpful of each other.
It is a collaborative space. Now, one of the key things that Zebu does is events. I mean, that's your background. You're a festival organizer, so you have all these skills. So last year, people might have known you when you ran DeFi Live out of London, and it was like, I would say it was boutique because it was still a substantial enough number of people, but it was one of the first DeFi events and crypto events run after the lockdown, and it was very accessible, very exciting. And tell me about your ethos. This is last year now when you ran DeFi Live. What did you come away from?
I mean, so I love events. Okay, events. I've been trying to not run events for 13, 14 years. And when I was working in music, and we built our club night from 50 people with no funding, 4 friends. We built that right up to a 5,000 plus festival over 7 years. It was amazing. Then everyone was like, right, it's time to get a proper job. I was really sad. Jumped down the rabbit hole into DeFi, and I thought, wow, that's the end of that sort of chapter. Obviously, prior to that, I then ran loads and loads of small meetups all over Europe to really start. That was with Luno, to really start building the community and the trust. And what, there's nothing like, we're all so busy. We're all bomb. I'm sure your Telegram is worse than mine. Jillian this, Jillian that. And as a result, once you're in an event, you have the space to really engage. And like, the content is brilliant, but like, really it's about allowing that collaboration to carry on. Oh my God, I've been speaking to you on Telegram on 6 groups. That's what you look like. Oh, okay, that's why. As someone that's quite dyslexic, the way I can come across in text can be like quite blunt. But actually, if you meet me, know me, it's like, whoa, it's busy. So that was the first point. Is just wanted to bring basically all my friends together. We got a substantial amount of sponsorship off the back of a cigarette packet. Barely a deck. Everyone chipped in with a friend, or and I was like, at one point, like, how much sponsorship can you give without getting sign off from someone too high up that's going to slow this down? And it was an amazing. I was in France, and I was like, right, let's do an event. I was calling that there was going to be the top of the market in November, and we had 45 days to pull it off or something. It was absolute manic. And I really to answer your question, ethos. The ethos is like, it's to showcase big names, but it's to showcase our names. The people in our community that may not be on every other festival lineup, every other conference lineup yet. They're rising stars. They're not all just. Obviously we are going to have some of the big names, but some of the people that are building this space, and to give them a platform early on. And then also, to have fun. I always look at the Pepe meme. If someone jumped into crypto Twitter and they saw all these, cartoon NFT Twitter accounts tweeting away, they think this is all a bit of a joke. But underneath that joke is some of the smartest, most clever people in the world. And so with that conference, with our conference, it really is. It's really fun, as fun as we can make it. But at the same time, it's a serious business conference. And then, of course, I love throwing parties. So why not get some sponsors to pay for some beers for all of the community to come together and have a boogie? And I think that definitely this year, as we look at it, why Web3 is such a good term. I still think it's not the best term. It's like, when you say crypto, people think get rich quick,
FOMO.
Drugs, money, FOMO, Ponzi schemes, money laundering. And they're like, and the fact that they've been wrong about Bitcoin for the last 12 years publicly, and people don't like to admit they're wrong. When you suddenly go Web3, it twists the term on your head. No one knows what Web3 means. So it allows us marketers to build a whole narrative behind that term. When we built our festival, it's called Hijacked. When I say hijacked to you, you think planes, Somali, cruise ships, people hijack it. We turned that word to mean end of summer exam party, everyone looking really trendy and hot, and beers and house music. And so we really took that word and changed its meaning and built a brand behind it. And Web3, when you go Web3, people go, suddenly, instead of crypto or Bitcoin, they go, oh damn, I remember Amazon. I remember it. Oh, I remember when Web 2 came and Facebook came. Whoa, what is Web 3? And that's suddenly, and like, for example, whether it's Boston Consulting Group that have just reached out and want to be involved, HSBC, as well as all of the NFTs, suddenly they're like, wow, I can talk about this at a serious level. And further to that, actually, I'm not like Jillian. what's the Web 2 app? Zoom. Can you send me a Web 2 app? I'm just like, send me the Zoom link and I'll jump on with you. You know, if we're having to describe something as a Web 3, the marketing and the product market fit, in my opinion, is not there yet. You know, it's not a verb. It's not like, right, I'm jumping on Google. I'll Google where can I get the best horses in Ireland, you know? Hopefully at your retreat soon. Yeah.
No, because it's interesting, because you're right, because that change from crypto to Web3 was very powerful. For me, it happened last year when I first heard about it. Oh, okay, that makes it nicer. I can talk to my family and friends without feeling that I have to say, oh, I've got crypto, or I haven't got crypto, or I've got drugs, or I haven't got drugs, whatever.
Yeah.
And then, which is almost ridiculous. But then Web3 is inclusive. But I think what's interesting is when you, like the DeFi Live conference you ran last year, it was amazing because it was one of the first ones after lockdown. I discovered people were either tall or shorter than I thought, because we weren't all Zooming. That was kind of the fun thing. Oh, hello, Harry. Oh, hello, so-and-so. It was whatever it was. And it was very, very well run. There was a nice balance of business and then the party thing, which is nice too, because you need to meet people, get to know people. So tell me, with Zebu Live in September, 22nd, 23rd of September in London, right? Why is it going to be the event to attend?
Okay, so I feel lucky to have got through year one. You know, when you're building events, you know, you're going from nothing, and everyone's a bit like, oh, what is this? To building on it. And you know, the real event, the magic event, why you have to attend is in year 5. So it'll be in 3 years' time plus 3 months. So to go back again for the second event, like this time we've got 2 days. We've got Coco, which is pretty cool, just been refurbed, big crypto presence, 1,500 person venue, one of the oldest, most established music venues in London, just burnt down, been refurbed. So to really end the week with a party like that, going to 6 a.m. Obviously, not everyone will make it.
I'll be asleep in the corner at that stage.
And so I think that's going to be a real highlight. You know, I've been lucky enough to, you know, I was reading the newspaper and I found out that there was this MP that absolutely loved crypto. He was full on bull, and I was like, oh my god. Told my intern, can you? Let's say that. Told my team, let's reach out to his people and he's like 100% excited.
Are you allowed to announce his name now?
Yeah. So it's Matt Hancock, who's come out, and I called that very, very early, and everyone was looking at it like, why is he here? And the reason why he is there is because he works in the Bank of England, and he did quite a good job of tech. He works in tech, so he did quite a good job of modernizing the NHS before obviously the pandemic hit, etc. And he's worked in the Bank of England, and he really understands the opportunity. You know, like I'm sure it's the same. 90% of my friends have moved to Lisbon. I want to move to Lisbon, yeah, because they've just made it so friendly for this thing, and he understands. Like, whoa, hang on a moment. So to have him there, 2 days. We've obviously so obviously I love DeFi, but I want to put on the most exciting topics. So that's why we've gone from DeFi Live to Zebu Live, because that allows us to so we'll have like DeFi Live stage, Metaverse Live stage, NFT Live stage, track, you know, all of the various different themes that make up Web3.
Yes.
We've got a lot more time. So, you know, we're revamping all the sound to make sure, you know, there's nothing worse than being at a conference, especially a business conference, when people come and go. It's not like, right, starts at 7:30, ends at 9.
Yeah.
You know, people have to be allowed to come and go because they're taking calls, etc. So
the networking,
the networking, really, really high quality sound. You know, again, we've got some massive speakers. I don't know if this is the right time to reel them off, but and of course we got our first ever headliner. And you know, headliners are important because they help the reach of the brand. And in our second year, to get someone as big as Stephen Bartlett. So I'm a Web2 growth hacker. I grew up hacking Facebook at the same time he did. Obviously, his business went up to 600 million before he exited it. And he's now the youngest dragon on Dragon's Den. He's making the third web, which is the it's like Web3 WordPress. So anyone can make a dApp for their site or their thing super quickly with no code. he's got the #1 business podcast, and he really is a rising star. He actually is a brilliant public speaker, which will give that entertainment, because it's not just about and one of the key points of the conference, is this is not a come to this event and learn which coin to pump. This is for it's for people that are looking to grow their network. You don't have to be full-time in crypto, but it's on a Thursday, Friday in the day. So it is that. And then of course the wider point is the London community. I'm really, really proud to be in the London community. Right from Monday, Crypto Mondays, Tuesday, Thursday, the Bigger Pie, Crypto AM, like this
Bitcoin pioneers.
Bitcoin pioneers, like they're all involved, and they're all these little communities, and they're all thriving. And for the first time ever, people, because Web3 is so big, like NFT UK, everyone can go to the bit that they want to go to, and our goal here is it's not competing with them, obviously, because we're building our own type of community, but it's more of a BBAG as well, culmination of all these communities coming together. And that's exciting. And so to have a whole week where, and this week we've just started, you've just been in New York, you saw what it was like. Once you draw the line in the sand, right, it starts here and it ends here. Web3, what do you got, baby? Like, do whatever you want. You can if you want to be, if you're busy, you can sponsor our event. If you want us to run an event for you, you can run your event. If you just want to run your own event without even talking to us, that's Web3, and that's what excites me so much. And making the space for people to hear, put the spotlight on London. I'm proud to be a Londoner, and I'm proud of how far the London scene is coming. Is it as far along as it should be? I'm not sure yet. We should be the leaders in this space. So yeah, that's kind of small hint. We've got puppies in one room.
No way. There were puppies in NFT NYC, and 2 of them were adopted at the end of the week.
Oh, amazing. I didn't see that. And then and I'm bringing back all my friends as well, like the guys that did the lighting and the stage and decor at Hijack 10 years ago are coming back. One of my site managers from Hijack is coming back, and that's also a massive part of who I am and how I like to work. Is we're a big collective of people that are helping generational change happen, and the only way that we're going to do that is when we all stick together. We all give each other little roles and little things, and I'm really passionate about that. And that's one of the things that I do. I am excited about, is to put it. And like I say, nearly event. You've been in events. You're a brilliant moderator and talker, but you know how stressful these events can be.
Well, do I have to say, in fairness, now your DeFi Live last year was one of the best events I'd ever attended, because there were all the big names and small names, but it was just it was very well threaded together. The content was very good, the pace was very good. People were a lot of very good people there. Say there was a London crew that were there, was very good, and it was also what I liked about it. It was important enough. There were big people there, but it was also boutique enough, so you got to speak with people and know people. And it was everything from graffiti kings to brick trade. Soars were there, and they were all lots of de facto. There was a lot of companies that were raising a lot of money at the time, in the exhibition space, and then on stage. But I think what I liked about it the most was that it was very social. And you included everybody. My one complaint about NFT NYC was that if you weren't with the right crowd, you'd miss. Like, there was a lot of Bored Ape stuff. So if you weren't a Bored Ape holder, you kind of those were kind of very posh parties. Whereas with Zebu Live, I think once you're there, once you're signed up, you're not going to be like siloed. Oh, you're not important enough for this event. And I think that's people want to go and be part of it, not to be, oh, let me in, knock knock.
yeah, that was quite tough. I was waiting for Steve Aoki's party from about 9 o'clock, and then at 11 o'clock they were just like, leave. We've oversold it.
I got my invite to go and see Madonna, but I got it at like 4 o'clock on the Thursday afternoon. Where was I? Wow. On the way to the airport. I'd already booked my flight home. I can't go. Do you have a
world of women NFT?
No, I don't. Sadly.
Oh. Sadly, that's an aspirational goal. I'm a big fan of that community. Like, I think diversity is such a key part of Web3, and it can't just be right, tick box, you know, like, let's do diversity. It's got to be led by, run by, and add value. And watching the World of Women NFT community, you know, one of our team members is, you know, she's pretty new to Web3. She only joined the company in January. She got her World of Women NFT from one of our teammates who lent it to her, and she's joined that community. And in the 3 months, the change I've seen of having a supportive group of really cool people that are not like, hang on, we're diversity. They're like, shit, this is our opportunity to make something mad. And you know, that flipping on its head is so important. And you know, I love your point, like the curation of the event. If you're in this event at this stage, it really is, you are part of it. And you know, we've got a prohibition dinner, which will be the year's 1950, Web3's banned. And it's in an old American speakeasy, and you know, it's gonna be really fun. So there's a lot of fun stuff that's happening to try and make, because what we're doing is fun. You know, I always tell the team, the only limit is our imagination and our energy.
Yeah,
if that is all that's limiting us right now. And I think sometimes that can be daunting, can't it, when you're looking at this stuff. Yeah.
Well, I think what is amazing about Zebu as well is that even like, look at us. Okay, we've got diversity here, male, female, whatever. Our age differential is huge, you know, and yet I feel very much part of the community, and I always have done. I've gone straight and I gone, and some people say to me, you know, you're old enough to be Harry's mom. Am I? Oh, maybe, but that never crossed my mind. And it's just, and I don't feel old. I don't feel, it's just, there's a very, it's a very inclusive thing, and that the fun, inclusivity, and then the education, because you're learning the whole time. And I think people underestimate the importance of, when I say fun sounds like a frivolous word, but you're meeting people, and you're talking to people, and you're connecting with people. And it's very hard to connect just sitting next to somebody in an auditorium. It's the chit chat when you go for your coffee, when you go for the drinks, when you go for dinner. That's when you make your real connections, and you solidify those contacts you've had before. And you've already done the learning, you've heard it from the stage. So wow, so tell me, just to give me an idea of numbers with Zebu Live, is it 22nd, 23rd of September in London? And
so we're gonna have about 1,200 attendees in real life. We've got 5,000 people streaming. We're gonna be trying to stream it. So I say try because it's always it'll be all right on the night. But no, yeah, we're definitely gonna be trying to stream and edit globally to make it as exciting. And that's a work in progress, but I don't know, that could be on Twitter Spaces, it could be on YouTube. Try get the conversation. But essentially 2 days, 1,200 people, and there's going to be a lot more across the week. And like I say, really setting up the foundations for this to be, you know, a solid conference in the calendar. Like right now, it's definitely focused on London because that's where the people I know. Obviously, lots of people flew in from all over the world. We have people from America, Argentina, Ireland, France, Spain, Portugal. You know, we sometimes joke that a Web3 office is an airplane because we just see the same people in different cities. But you know, yeah. So that's really the start. You know, we've got. Wow, I mean, you know, if we had 450 applications to speak or something, it was crazy. You know, last year it was me dragging people, but you know, who do you, right, just, you know, obviously not, that's a slight exaggeration, but creative license, but no, it's a lot easier for people to see that this is actually happening, this is legit. And suddenly, I mean, like I say, it's not just about big names, it's about people that we know within our community that are building and are going to be big names in a few years, and have some hope. You know, sometimes if you see the same people, they always say the same. Lots of people don't want to be wrong, so they don't always really say what they want to say. And so hopefully having new voices on stage will help change that conversation.
Brilliant. And so if people want to find out more about, or to apply to speak, to apply to moderate, to buy tickets, to want to sponsor, where do they go?
Everything's on zebulive.xyz.
Brilliant. XYZ. That is the address to go to. Thank you so much, Harry, founder and CEO and chief bottle washer of Zebu. Thank you for your time today.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it, Jillian.